Hello everyone, welcome to Tungal online classes. In the last session, we have completed differentiation. In this session, we will start a new chapter, applications of derivatives, right? Applications of derivatives. In that, few applications are given in our syllabus. Those are, first one, tangent sine normals. Tangents and normals. It is one of the application of differentiation. Tangents and normals. Next, increasing and decreasing. Increasing and decreasing functions. Third one, rate measure. Fourth application, approximations. Fifth application, maxima and minima, right? These 5 applications are given in our syllabus, right? Tangents and normals, increasing and decreasing functions, rate measure, approximations, maxima and minima. Let us discuss one by one. Before start tangents and normal, we need to know straight line concept, right? Already you learnt in first PUC. What is definition of a slope? First PUC straight lines. What is definition of a slope? Right? We will revise straight lines, right? Slope. What is meaning of slope? And it is denoted with small m. Slope means slope of a straight line. Just consider 2D plane. Suppose this is our given line L. Angle made by this line with positive direction of x-axis. This is known as inclination of the line. If theta is inclination of the line, then tan theta is known as slope. M is equal to tan theta. Slope of the line is nothing but tan theta. Theta is inclination of the line, right? Then this slope may be 0, right? Slope depends on inclination of the line. Slope may be 0 or positive or negative. Remember this point. M is equal to, slope is equal to formula. This is slope of a straight line. Then M is equal to either it is positive quantity or it is negative quantity or it is 0. Because tan theta value may be 0 or positive or negative, right? That is depends on theta. In this case, theta is inclination of the line. So remember one point, slope of any line may be positive or negative or 0. Angle made by the line with positive direction means in anti-clockwise, positive direction of x-axis is known as inclination of the line, then tan theta is known as slope of the line. If theta is inclination, then tan theta is known as slope of the line. Line in the sense straight line, right? Next, slope of the line may be positive or negative or 0. When slope of the line is 0, when theta is 0, when inclination of the line is 0, then slope 0. Inclination of the line 0 means angle made by the line with x axis is 0, means this line coincide with x axis. This is x axis and y axis, means slope equal to m equal to 0 means theta equal to 0. Theta 0 means inclination 0. Inclination 0 means horizontal line. Horizontal line means any line parallel to x axis or x axis itself is known as horizontal line. It means slope 0 means inclination 0. Inclination 0 means horizontal line. Horizontal line slope 0. Any line parallel to x axis or x axis itself is known as horizontal line. Then m is not defined. When slope is not defined, when theta is 90 degree, then tan is not defined. Then theta is equal to 90 degree. Any line parallel to y axis or y axis itself is known as vertical line. Horizontal line slope 0, vertical line slope not defined. Inclination slope not defined means clearly vertical line. Slope 0 means horizontal line, right? Horizontal line. Just consider a 2D plane. These are horizontal lines. Any line parallel to x axis or x axis itself is known as horizontal line. What are vertical lines? Any line parallel to y axis. Clearly this is 90 degree only. 90 degree, 90 degree, 90 degree, 90 degree. These are vertical lines, horizontal lines. Any line parallel to x axis or x axis itself is known as horizontal line. Any line parallel to y axis or y axis itself is known as vertical line. Horizontal line slope not defined. Vertical line slope not defined. Horizontal line slope 0. Right? And usually slope of a line is denoted with small m. Next, slope of line joining or slope of line joining 2 points. Suppose point x1 y1, point B x2 y2. Then what is slope of line joining 2 points? Already you know formula. Slope of AB is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Slope of line joining 2 points. Slope of a line passing through 2 points or line joining 2 points. Both are one and the same. Our required line passing through A and B, then its slope is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Right? Slope of line joining 2 points. Whenever inclination is given, then slope is nothing but tan theta. Tan theta is known as slope when inclination is given. Suppose instead of inclination, line joining 2 points is given. Whenever 2 points on the line is given, then its slope is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. right? Slope of line joining 2 points or slope of a line passing through 2 points. Then equation of the line passing through the point having slope m is given by equation of the line passing through x1 y1 having slope m is given by y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. Equation of the line passing through one point having slope small m is slope and point form. Next 2 point form passing through one point. For this is line slope m passing through the point x1 comma y1. Equation of this line is y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1. Then 2 point form means equation of the line passing through 2 points x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2. Equation of line AB or equation of the line passing through 2 points is y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1 into x minus x1. This is equation of the straight line passing through 2 points. This is also known as 2 point form. Instead of giving slope, whenever 2 points on that line is given, then we can find its equation. These two standard equations we need to discuss tangents and normals. Remaining forms not necessary. Slope point form and 2 point form, right? Slope, equation of the line passing through one point with slope m, and equation of the line passing through 2 points, right? Then after that, angle between two lines, angle between two straight lines, angle between two straight lines, this is line 1 and this is line 2. This is having slope m2, having slope m1. Slope of line 1 is m1, slope of line 2 m2, and this is acute angle between two lines, theta. Then angle between two lines, tan theta is equal to modulus of m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m1 into m2. And necessarily m1 plus 1 plus m1 into m2 is not equal to 0. This is acute angle between two straight lines. Already you learnt this formula in first PUC and derived also, right? m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m1 into m2. Just remember this formula, angle between two straight lines. This is about straight lines. Once line is parallel to x-axis, then its slope is 0. Line is parallel to y-axis, slope not defined. Line parallel to x-axis means horizontal line slope 0. Line parallel to y-axis, then its slope not defined, means vertical line. Slope of vertical line and slope of horizontal line. Now, tangents and normals. Let us know what is definition of tangent and what is definition of normal. Tangent in the sense it is a straight line. Normal is also a straight line. Tangent line and normal line. This is our two-dimensional plane and this is y equal to f of x. Any curve means any function. Then what is definition of tangent line? Tangent is a straight line. Normal is also a straight line. Line in the sense straight line only, right? Then what is definition of tangent? What is definition of tangent? This is tangent line. Then what is its definition? What is definition of tangent? A straight line touches the curve exactly at one point, then it is called a tangent line. A line touches the curve at one point is called tangent line. Straight line, a straight line touches the curve exactly at one point is called tangent line. This is tangent line or simply tangent. Tangent means it is line only. A straight line touches the curve exactly at one point is known as tangent line. Then, and a straight line perpendicular to tangent to the curve is known as normal line. This is our normal line. Clearly it is perpendicular, right? This is normal line. Generally take it as n and tangent line take it as t. A straight line perpendicular to tangent to the curve is known as normal line. A straight line touches the curve exactly at one point, that straight line is known as tangent line. Tangent line and normal line. This is our normal line and take it as n. If any line perpendicular to tangent to the curve at a point, that line is known as normal line. This is normal line to this curve and this is tangent line to this curve, right? This is about tangent and normal. Definition is a straight line touches the curve at one point is called tangent line. A straight line perpendicular to tangent to the curve is called normal line. This is definition of tangent and normal. Next, tangent and normal. To learn tangents and normal, we need a geometrical meaning of dy by dx. Already you learnt in first PUC. To learn tangent and normals, we need geometrical meaning of dy by dx. Let's discuss geometrical meaning of dy by dx or geometrical meaning of derivatives. Geometrical meaning of derivatives are dy by dx, right? What is geometrically, what is dy by dx? If a function is differentiable, then it has unique tangent at a point. Once again, if a function is differentiable at a point, then it has unique tangent at that point. Unique tangent means only one tangent. Unique tangent means only one tangent. If a function is differentiable, already you know what is meaning of differentiable. Differentiable means both left hand derivative and right hand derivatives are coincide. If both left hand derivative and right hand derivatives are equal and exist, then we can say that function is differentiable. It is algebraically. Then what is geometrically, what is meaning of differentiable? If a function is differentiable at a point, if a function is differentiable at a point, if and only if it has unique tangent at a point. Geometrically differentiable means it has unique tangent. Unique means only one tangent. This is geometrical meaning of differentiability of the function. Geometrically differentiable means at a point, if and only if it has unique tangent. Any function have unique tangent at a given point, then it is differentiable. If multiple tangents are possible at a same point, then it is not differentiable. It is geometrically differentiability of the function. For example, if I take graph of sin x, this function is everywhere differentiable. Why? Because we can draw only one tangent at this point. Already you know what is meaning of tangent. At this point we can draw one tangent. More than one tangent is not possible at P. Right? At this point we can draw one more tangent. But it is different point. At this point only one tangent is possible. At this point only one tangent is possible. At this point. At different points we can draw different tangents. At this point we cannot draw more than one tangent. At this point only one tangent is possible, PQ. At point R we can draw only one tangent. At this point we can draw only one tangent. So only one tangent is possible, then we can say that geometrically it is differentiable. Differentiable means unique tangent is possible at a point. At this point we can draw only one tangent. At this point only one tangent. If multiple tangents are possible, then it is not differentiable. For example, take modulus function. At x equal to 0, we can draw multiple tangents. At 0, this is one tangent line and this is another tangent line and this is another tangent line and this is another tangent line. For modulus function, at x equal to 0, we can draw many tangents, t1, t2, t3 and so on. For this function, we can draw only one tangent. But for this function, at x equal to 0, we can draw multiple tangents. At x equal to 0, we can draw many tangents. At a same point means it is not differentiable. It is a function is said to be, or a function is differentiable at a point if and only if it has unique tangent. If function has only one tangent, then it is differentiable. It has multiple tangents, then it is not differentiable. It is geometrically differentiability of the function. Right? Now, what is meaning of dy by dx? What is meaning of dy by dx? Just consider 2D plane. Right? Take any curve y equal to, take any curve y equal to f of x, right? What is meaning of dy by dx? Geometrical meaning of dy by dx, this is x axis and it is y axis. And I will take one point P here, then already you know what is meaning of a point. Point means it is distance of the point, distance from the coordinate axis. This is our point P. Distance of the point from the coordinate axis, right? This vertical distance and this is horizontal distance, right? Point P, distance of the point from the coordinate axis. This vertical distance, suppose m, this vertical distance is nothing but y coordinate of the point. This horizontal distance is nothing but x coordinate of the point, and this is our origin. This is x units. Horizontal distance means x coordinate of the point. Then what is y coordinate? Y is nothing but f of x only. This height is nothing but, this height is pm, vertical distance. This height is f of x. This is f of x, this is x means x comma f of x. Coordinates of point P, x comma f of x, right? Then next I will take one more point Q here, and whose coordinates, this is at a distance some h from m, take 2 points and this is n, right? This is our n, and mn distance is nothing but h. Now tell me what are the coordinates of point Q? This is x, this is h, x plus h is x coordinate of Q. Then what is y coordinate? F of x plus h is, f of x plus h is y coordinate. This qn length is nothing but, this is f of x plus h. Vertical distance and horizontal distance, right? Now join PQ. Join PQ. This PQ line is known as secant line. Line joining any 2 points on the curve is known as secant line. This PQ line is secant line. If you move this point Q towards P, if you move this point towards point P, suppose this point move towards point P, Q move towards point P, then what happens? Then what happens? When this point is closer and closer and closer to point P, then what happens? This PQ line length also decreases and this height also decreases. When this point is closer and closer and closer and closer to point P, when it is very close to point P, then if this point Q is very close to P but not coincide with P, then this line looks like tangent only. This is point. If you take the at this point, suppose this Q becomes here, then it is secant line. Is secant line, secant line, secant line. When this point Q is very close to point P, then this secant line looks like tangent line, right? Whenever this Q is far away from point P, then it is secant line. Whenever this point Q is very close to point P, then this secant PQ line looks like tangent only, right? If you take point here, then it is secant line. At this point secant line, at this point means it becomes secant line only. Sorry, secant line becomes tangent only. Whenever P is very close to, whenever point Q is very close to P, then it becomes tangent only. Just move this pen. At this point looks like this secant line is somewhat shorter. If it is very close to P, then this secant line looks like tangent line. Whenever Q approaches to P, then PQ becomes tangent, right? When from the right side, when Q approaches to P plus, what is meaning of P plus means from the right side. When Q approaches to P plus means from the right side, it is very close to P. Then this secant PQ line is tangent line. Secant line is nothing but tangent line when Q approaches to P plus means from the right side, otherwise approaches to P only. If it is right side, notation is P plus. If you take left side, then it is P minus, right? Q approaches to P. Approaches to means it is very close to Q. It is very close to P. Q approaches to P. Q approaches to P means Q not coincide with P, but it is very close to P. Once it is very close to P, then this secant line is nothing but tangent line, right? Secant line is same as tangent line when Q approaches to P. Then once Q approaches to P, then what are the coordinates? X plus H. X plus H approaches to this X plus H value decreases. At this point somewhat decreases. At this point H value goes on decreases and X plus H becomes X only. Whenever it is approaches to P, then X plus H approaches to X. Then take this X into RHS. Then H value approaches to 0. Whenever H value means this distance between M and N is very close to 0, then secant line PQ is nothing but tangent line, right? Once Q approaches to P, then H value very close to 0. Whenever H is very small, when H is very close to 0, then point Q is very close to P. Once Q approaches to P, then that secant line PQ is nothing but tangent line. Secant line becomes tangent line. This is from the graph, right? If you move this point Q towards P, then this H value goes on decreasing. Once H value goes on decreasing, then this point Q towards point P only. Then it comes closer and closer to P, right? Once it is very close to P, then this secant line becomes tangent only. Just look at this pen. Closure at this point, closure, closure, closure. If it is very close to point P, then it is like tangent only. Tangent means a straight line touches the curve. Whenever Q approaches to P, then this secant line becomes tangent line. This is from the graph only. Now from this graph, tell me what is slope of PQ, or simply slope. Slope of PQ is equal to, what is slope? Slope of line joining 2-point formula. This is x1, x2, y2, this is x1, y1. Then it will be f of x plus h minus f of x, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. What is x2 here? X plus h minus x. Then on simplification, f of x plus h remains as it is, minus f of x, whole thing divided by x get cancel, h. Now taking limit as h tending to 0, because h is very small. H tending to means approaches to. Whenever point Q move towards point P, then h approaches to 0 only. Taking limit as h tending to 0. Then limit h tending to 0, slope of PQ is equal to limit h tending to 0, f of x plus h minus f of x, whole thing divided by h. And remember, this slope is always a number, right? Slope is always a number, means it is m only. Limit of a constant means that constant only. So slope of, I will take this left hand side limit as m only, because slope of PQ only. Limit of any constant is that constant only. So slope of PQ, it will remain, because as h tending to 0, this is independent of h, this is always a constant. Already you know, limit of x tending to any constant is equal to that constant. Limit of a constant is a constant, so this is a number, this is a slope is a number, so as it is. Slope of limit h tending to 0, slope of PQ is slope of PQ only. And already you know, limit h tending to 0, f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. This limit is known as, limit h tending to 0, f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. This limit is known as dy by dx only. Means this limit is known as dy by dx. Means instead of that limit, I will take dy by dx. Means slope of PQ is nothing but dy by dx at P only. Means slope of tangent line, here PQ is nothing but tangent only. Slope of tangent line at a point is nothing but dy by dx. Dy by dx means slope. Just by using slope concept and taking limit as h tending to 0 on both the sides, on simplification, this limit is known as dy by dx only. Right hand side dy by dx, left hand side slope of PQ. PQ is nothing but tangent line. Already you know, PQ is tangent line. PQ is secant line as well as tangent line. PQ is secant line. Whenever Q approaches to P, then it is tangent line. Then dy by dx is nothing but slope of PQ. What is slope of PQ? PQ is tangent line. Means PQ is tangent line. So instead of PQ, slope of tangent. Slope of tangent is nothing but dy by dx. Remember, geometrical meaning of dy by dx is dy by dx at a given point is nothing but slope of tangent line. Right? This is our proof. Proof is not necessary. Just remember, dy by dx at a point is nothing but slope of the tangent line. Just from the graph only. When Q approaches to P, this H value approaches to 0. Why approaches? This Q not coincide with P. Approaches to means very close to. Whenever this Q is very close to P, then this PQ line becomes tangent line only. Right? Means slope of PQ, secant line becomes tangent line. Slope of PQ is nothing but dy by dx. PQ is nothing but tangent only. Therefore, slope of the tangent line is nothing but dy by dx. This proof is not necessary. Just remember what is meaning of dy by dx. Slope of tangent line is nothing but dy by dx. Right? Next. First point, slope of tangent to the curve y equal to f of x at some point x1 comma y1 is equal to dy by dx x1 comma y1. Means derivative at a point is nothing but dy by dx at a point is nothing but slope of the tangent to the curve at that point. Right? This is dy by dx at this point gives slope of the tangent to the curve at this point. Right? Slope of the tangent to the curve y equal to f of x at x1 comma y1 is nothing but dy by dx at x1 comma y1. Right? Next. And now onwards, I will take slope of the tangent as m1. No need to write the sentence. And throughout this tangent and normals, remember m1 is nothing but slope of the tangent line dy by dx at x1 comma y1. I will denote this as m1. Throughout this chapter, remember m1 is nothing but slope of the tangent line. Then what is slope of the normal line? Slope of normal line. Normal to the curve y equal to f of x at x1 comma y1 is equal to minus 1 divided by dy by dx at x1 comma y1. And now onwards I will denote slope of the normal as m2. Negative reciprocal. Why? Because already you have condition in straight lines. Two lines are parallel. Then what is condition? If two lines are parallel, then their slopes are equal. One of the point, if L1 is parallel to L2, two lines, then their slopes are equal. M1 equal to M2. One more point, if L1 is perpendicular to L2, if two lines are perpendicular, then product of slopes equal to -1. M1 into M2 is equal to -1. Similarly, slope of the tangent into slope of the normal is equal to -1. Already you know tangent line and normal lines are always perpendicular. This is normal line and this is tangent line. This is at point P, this is T. Slope of tangent into slope of normal is always -1. Otherwise, slope of the tangent line or slope of the normal is equal to. Remember, M1 is nothing but slope of the tangent line and M2 is nothing but slope of the normal line. M2 is equal to -1 divided by M1. Slope of the tangent and slope of the normal. Slope of the tangent and slope of the normal. Once you get slope of the tangent, by using slope of the tangent you can write slope of the normal. Negative reciprocal of slope of the tangent is known as normal, slope of the normal. And remember this condition, parallel line condition and perpendicular line condition. If two lines are parallel, their slopes are equal. If two lines are perpendicular, then product of slopes equal to -1. Right? Slope of the tangent and slope of the normal. With this, I will stop today's class. Thank you.